The question is, write balanced chemical equations for the following statements. So we have to convert first statement into skeletal equation, then we have to balance that equation. Okay, let's take the first case. NaOH, sodium hydroxide solution, is heated with zinc granules. So what will be the reaction of that? Take sodium hydroxide NaOH and mix it with zinc. Okay, we don't know anything about this 2 yet. Okay, NaOH plus Zn, what will it give us? You should know that it gives Na2ZnO2. Okay, sodium zinc oxide. Now it will also liberate H2 gas when this happens, because hydrogen is not present in this one. Hydrogen will leave as H2. Okay, so you have to remember this equation, you have to remember the products of this equation. Okay, now balancing this equation is quite simple. For example, LHS and RHS, and if it's equal then there's no need to balance, if it's not equal then there is need to balance. Now check sodium. In from this side we are seeing 2 sodiums, but from this side only 1 sodium, so we have to multiply this by 2, but by doing that we disturb oxygen as well as hydrogen. Now let's check for oxygen. Oxygen from this side 2, from this side also 2, so no need to balance oxygen. Now let's check hydrogen. Hydrogen from this side 2, from this side also 2, so no need to balance hydrogen as well. Let's take the second case. Excess of carbon dioxide is passed through lime water. You should know what will happen when lime water reacts with CO2, carbon dioxide. They will form calcium bicarbonate. Okay, so you have to remember these equations. Calcium hydroxide plus CO2 gives calcium bicarbonate or calcium hydrogen carbonate. Balancing this equation, how can we do that? Just count the number of atoms on each side of the reaction. Now calcium 1 from this side, so 1 calcium here, also 1 here, so no need to balance calcium. Now let's see carbon. 1 carbon here, but we are seeing 2 carbons here. Okay, so there is a need to balance carbon, that's why we multiplied it by 2, but by doing that we disturbed oxygen. Now oxygen from this side are coming out to be here 4 and here 2. 4 plus 2, that is 6. So 6 from one side. Now we'll see from other side. Oxygen here are 3 and 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. That means oxygen is balanced. Okay, so now check the hydrogen also. Hydrogen is also balanced. 2 from this side, 2 from this side. So this equation was balanced just by multiplying this 2 here. Okay, coming to the third case, dilute sulphuric acid reacts with sodium carbonate. Okay, what will happen? So when sodium carbonate reacts with dilute sulphuric acid, what actually happens is SO4 is taken by the sodium and CO3 is taken by hydrogen. But CO3 cannot be taken by hydrogen simply. When CO3 gets with hydrogen, it makes water and CO2, not H2CO3. When CO3 gets with the hydrogen, it does not make H2CO3 because that's not a compound. It makes water and CO2, H2O and CO2. So you have to remember this as well. And then balancing this equation is easy because this reaction is already balanced. Okay, no need to balance it. Now, coming to the D case, eggshells are dropped in hydrochloric acid. Write the reaction for that. White coating of eggshell contains calcium carbonate. That's actually calcium carbonate. When it reacts with HCl, what happens? Calcium carbonate plus HCl, this one's quite simple. We will get calcium chloride, CaCl2. But when calcium takes this chloride, what remains there? H and CO3. But H cannot mix HCO3 with carbon and oxygen because this is not a compound which generally forms. Okay, that's why it will make CO2 and H2O. Okay, separately these two compounds. Okay, now check for balance. Everything is balanced except for hydrogen. So hydrogen here 2, but from this side it was initially only 1, so multiply by 2, but we disturbed chlorine. So check for chlorine. Chlorine here 2, here also 2. So the equation is now balanced. Coming to the last case, copper oxide reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. What will happen? Copper 2 oxide, that means CuO. Oxidation state of copper is 2. CuO plus HCl, what will happen? We will get CuCl. But we won't get CuCl, we will get CuCl2. Why? Because oxidation state of carbon is 2. It will form 2 bonds. Okay? And we will get H2O. Hydrogen simply mixes with oxygen. It won't form HO, it will form H2O. Okay? Then balancing the reaction, we check for hydrogen. Hydrogen here 2, but from this side only 1. So we multiply by 2, but we disturbed chlorine. Check for chlorine. Chlorine here 2, here also 2. So the equation is balanced now. No need to balance it further. I hope this question is clear to you.